Guns, drugs, money, violence. Shyne's new album touches on many familiar themes associated with the hip-hop thug life, but one thing is conspicuously absent on Godfather Buried Alive: any overt or discernible reference to Shyne's one-time co-defendant, label boss, and the man who arguably has had the biggest impact on his life, Sean Puffy Combs. As you know from the media standpoint, your trial was the Puffy trial. Do you feel that worked against you, all the fact that 99% of the focus was on him?
Obviously, he was the uber star, and I was just up and coming, so, you know, yeah, it's gonna be a show. But he used that to just, you know, just threw me off. Like, you know, it was terrible, man.
To many, Jamal Shyne Barrow is an answer to a trivia question, as the man who once stood trial alongside Sean Puffy Combs. While all eyes were fixated on the hip-hop mogul, few paid much, if any, attention to the plight of his 22-year-old protege. Now, 3 years into Shyne's decade-long sentence, for the first time ever, the imprisoned rapper speaks on camera about his co-defendant and the infamous trial that landed him here, behind bars.
People probably have the impression that you're just consumed with the idea that, you know, justice wasn't served here and that somebody turned his back on you.
It's not a matter of, you know, turning your back on me. Like, how do you call a witness to testify against your comrade?
That witness Shyne is referring to is Shyne Myers, a bouncer who was working inside Club New York when shots rang out that December night in 1999. In court, Myers claimed that she fell on top of Puffy during the shooting and said that he did not have a gun. But even as her testimony helped exonerate Puffy, it implicated Shyne. Myers told jurors that it was Shyne who first opened fire inside the club, letting off 2 shots toward the ceiling. Shyne's lawyers conceded that their client fired his gun, but only in self-defense. Shyne has maintained from the beginning that Myers' testimony, asserting that he was the first to open fire on that fateful night, is untrue.
If I'm telling you that she's lying, and you saying, hey, you know, well, she helping me, but I'm facing 25 years, and you looking at probation. Yeah, those are the things that, you understand, are unacceptable. You don't have to hold my hand. You don't have to do nothing, but don't try to hurt me.
What continues to haunt Shyne to this day is that Myers wasn't called by the prosecution, but rather by his co-defendant's legal team. In his eyes, a move that doomed his own defense.
This woman was the most damaging witness of any witness. She was worse than the prosecution's witness. Right. Which destroyed me, because the prosecution is saying I'm this belligerent, reckless, you know, okay, corralled fella. Right. And then my co-defendant is saying the same thing. That was it. That was it.
MTV News recently asked Sean Combs to respond to Shyne's allegations, and he emphatically refuted the rapper's interpretation of events.
I did not force anybody or tell anybody to say anything that would damage or hurt Shyne's case. I just wouldn't do that. That would not be my intent whatsoever. And you know, that's all I'm really going to say about the matter, not to get into any negative back and forth, because y'all know me over the years on MTV News being involved in certain things. Right now my life is positive, and I'm going to keep it like that.
Just as damning as Shyne Myers' testimony, according to Shyne, was the team of lawyers appointed to him by Sean Combs. Shyne says Murray Richmond and others were at one time on the payroll of Combs' record label, Bad Boy. Because Puffy's defense implicated Shyne in the shootings, Shyne says having his own lawyers bankrolled by Bad Boy posed a conflict of interest.
As I understand it anyway, the fact that your lawyers, as it turns out, originally were on Puff's payroll, on the Bad Boy payroll, that's part of this current effort to get the case retried, right?
More or less, more or less. Yeah.
Can you talk a bit about that and when you learned that they were on the Bad Boy payroll?
Well, it was always on the payroll, you dig, but that was at a point where I thought that was my comrade. So, you know, I ain't have it like sense. That. Yeah, right. You know, I was a fledgling artist. Like, right. You know, I didn't, Shyne album didn't come out yet, so I didn't really have it like that. But at the point where, you know, he calling the witnesses, you know, to do me dirty, then you understand that, you know, well, man, if these guys is working for him, because I went to the judge like 3 times complaining about inefficiency with my lawyers, because they was just dumbing out. Like,
right.
Witnesses be on the stand, they would ask them 2 questions that didn't make sense and then sit down. It's obvious that they were selling me, you understand, in order to appease him. You know, there was a dual loyalty there.
Shyne's trial attorney, Murray Richmond, responded to Shyne's accusations by telling MTV News in a statement, quote, "I had absolutely no connection to Puffy Combs. My checks were handed to me by Shyne. I'm sorry he feels animosity towards me. I wish him nothing but the best." Sean Combs echoed those sentiments, telling MTV News that despite Shyne's charges, he remains supportive.
I'm not forgetting about Shyne. My prayers go out to him. Any support that is needed. You know, we here at Bad Boy, we still here for him. And, you know, we know he's on Def Jam, and we wish him the best of luck. It was an unfortunate incident. Nothing that the man meant to do. He was acting in self-defense. He didn't deserve 10 years, and that's my statement.
As you know, XXL reprinted an interview with you from a couple years back. There's a piece with your mom in there, and there's also a response from Puffy in there to some of the allegations that are made that your mom makes. Can I ask you to respond to some of those? Puff in this says that from day one, he offered you his legal team as well. That he said that Johnny Cocker and his guys could represent you as well.
Categorically untrue.
He says he offered to pay for your appeal.
Absolutely not.
He said there's no beef between me and Shyne, absolutely not. Everything's cool between us. Would you agree with that?
I mean, there is no me and Shyne, like, it's, you know.
There's no relationship there to have a beef, right?
Exactly, you know, he doesn't exist to me, and, you know, it's really that simple.